this school was who we were, and it made us who we are. And we want to instill in our children, even though we didn't have everything we needed, but we made the best of what we did have. I grew up in Columbus. I graduated from Hunt High School. So in 2010, when they were about to close it, it had so many precious memories that I really did not want to see it shut down. And I decided that we did need a place to house our history, since Columbus is a historical city. Hunt was built in 1953, had its first graduation class in 1954. And so it lasted for 17 years. And during those 17 years, we produced lawyers, doctors, judges, teachers, preachers, entrepreneurs, everybody. And we all had a special connection with Hunt. We loved Hunt. Hunt made us what we are today. So I wanted to save that tradition. I wanted to tell our children and our grandchildren what it was like. Hunt was the place to be. Once you got in 7th grade, if you lived in the city, you couldn't wait to get to Hunt. If you were in 9th grade, if you lived in the county, you had to be 9th grade, and you came to Hunt. Hunt was the place to be. That was the only high school for African Americans at that time. So everybody, if you were of school age, in high school, you came to Hunt. You participated in football, basketball, baseball, track, the different clubs, cheerleading, the choir, and everything. We worked hard to be great at what we did. When integration came, Hunt was no longer a high school. It was an intermediate school then. And it was totally different because we didn't have anything that we could identify with. And the kids were bused to Lehigh or Caldwell High at that time. And Hunt was just elementary school, so to speak. And it meant more to us than that. But we had to pass by and realize that we would never have another basketball team, never cheer for a football team, never win another championship or anything like that. So we were sad. It was like we lost a family member. In 2010, when they were about to shut it down completely, not even an intermediate school or anything, I went to the superintendent and the school board, and I asked them if there was any way we could have a portion of it to save as a museum, because it was just too important to us, our families, and everybody, that we just did not want to see it just sitting here vacant and eventually falling down. So they finally agreed that maybe we could have a little portion of it, and they gave it to us. And then the call went out: if you have something from your school days, from beyond your school days, from your farming days, if you have a cotton sack, if you have a plow, if you have irons, a washing board, whatever you have that depicts the way we were in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, if you have anything that can tell of our lives, bring it, and we want to house it in the museum. When the tornado came, it was in February. We just had a program recognizing some of the students that had graduated from Hunt and presented awards to them. They had come in from Memphis, New Jersey, different places. They actually came home, and we had given them the award. And then that Saturday afternoon, when I awoke Sunday morning, somebody called me and said, the museum has been blown away. And when I got here to look at it, and it was water, glass everywhere, papers, everything, all I could do was just cry. I really couldn't pack up anything. I was no good. I was like a wilted flower. But we did get everything packed the best we could, and we shipped it away to a storage room. And it stayed in storage for 6 years. 6 long years. November, we got it back. We started moving back in. And it was overwhelming to walk in here and see all these boxes, and you don't know if anything is good or if you're going to have to replace everything or what. And I just stood in the middle of the floor and said, where do I go from here? But then we all came together and we started putting things back in frames and getting it back together, and we're on our way. This school was who we were, and it made us who we are. And we want to instill in our children. Sometimes our children don't know who they are. And we want to instill into them that even though we didn't have everything we needed, but we made the best of what we did have. And we want to continue this. Lots of old artifacts around, but the African Americans has absolutely nothing. This is all we got. This is all we got. Even though while we're working here, we've had people come in from Tuscaloosa, from Birmingham, different places, just want to see where we are and how far we're going. And that's one thing that we're proud of.